Eleanor's hands were trembling. She pressed the cat blanket to her chest. Whiskers' smell was still there. 20 years. 20 years they woke up together every morning, watched TV together every evening, slept together every night. And now he was gone. Eleanor opened the apartment door, went inside. Silence. Terrible, suffocating silence. Whiskers' food bowl was still full, water bowl still there. But Whiskers wasn't. Eleanor collapsed to the floor and started crying. Nobody heard. Nobody cared. Until her neighbor, Johnny Depp, heard that sound through the wall. Los Angeles. A small apartment building, 3rd floor. Johnny Depp was reading a book, 11:47 p.m. It was a quiet Tuesday night. And then he heard it. At first he thought it was wind or TV, but then it became clear. Crying. Someone was crying. From behind the wall. From his neighbor. Johnny put down the book, stood up, pressed his ear to the wall. The crying continued. Deep, painful, heartbreaking. Johnny didn't know his neighbor well, only saw her a few times in the hallway. An elderly woman, white hair, kind smile, always wore a cat collar, orange and white. But now that woman was crying. Johnny hesitated. Maybe it was private, maybe he shouldn't interfere, but the crying wouldn't stop. It was getting worse. Johnny opened his door, went into the hallway, walked to his neighbor's door, door 3B. The nameplate read Eleanor Mitchell. Johnny knocked gently. The crying stopped. Silence. Then footsteps. Slow. Heavy. The door opened. Eleanor stood there, in her 80s, eyes bloodshot red, cheeks wet, in her hand a small blanket, covered with orange and white fur. "Yes?" she said. Her voice was broken. "Hello," Johnny said softly. "I'm Johnny, your next-door neighbor. I heard you. Are you okay?" Eleanor's lips trembled, new tears came. "No," she whispered. "I'm not okay." Johnny's heart tightened. "May I come in?" Eleanor hesitated, then nodded. "Okay." The apartment was small, but clean. Organized, old furniture, photos on the walls, a young Eleanor, a man, children. But Johnny's eye caught something else. In the corner, a small cat bed, empty. Next to it, a food bowl, full, water bowl, full, and on the windowsill, a cat toy, a little mouse, alone. "Whiskers," Eleanor said quietly. She'd followed Johnny's gaze. "That was my cat's name." Whiskers. "What happened?" Johnny asked. Eleanor sat on the couch, put the blanket in her lap. "He died today, at the vet clinic. Kidney failure. He was 20 years old." Johnny sat beside her. "I'm so sorry." 20 years, Eleanor said. Her voice trembled. "He was with me for 20 years. Every morning he'd wake me up, meowing, scratching my face, wanting breakfast. And I'd get up, feed him. Then we'd sit by the window together, watch the birds." Johnny listened, didn't speak. "My husband died 25 years ago," Eleanor continued. "Heart attack, very sudden. My children moved away. One in New York, one in Seattle. They come once a year. Maybe. I have grandchildren, but I don't see them much." Tears flowed again. "Whiskers was my only friend. He slept with me every night. We'd watch TV with him in my lap. I'd read books to him. He'd listen, or at least make me feel like he did." Eleanor looked at Johnny. "Do you think it's stupid, being this upset over a cat?" "No," Johnny said firmly. "Not at all. He wasn't just a cat. He was your family." Eleanor nodded, shed new tears. "Yes, he was. And now he's gone too. There's nobody left." Johnny swallowed. His throat was tight. "You're here." Eleanor laughed bitterly. "Me? I'm just an old woman, 80 years old. Nobody cares. Nobody visits. Only Whiskers cared. And now he's gone too." Silence. Johnny didn't know what to say, but he knew he had to do something. You shouldn't be alone tonight, Johnny said. Eleanor shook her head. I'll be fine. No, Johnny said. You won't. And that's okay. I'm going to stay here, with you. But I insist, Johnny said. Please, let me. Eleanor looked at him for a long time, then nodded. Okay. Johnny made coffee, made tea for Eleanor. They sat together. Eleanor talked about Whiskers, how they met, from the shelter in 2004. Her husband had just died. The house was too quiet. A neighbor had suggested it. Get a cat. It'll keep you company. And Whiskers did. He was an orange and white kitten, Eleanor said. She smiled for the first time, small but real, so playful. He'd climb everywhere, tear the curtains, but I didn't care, because the house wasn't silent anymore. Johnny listened, asked questions. Eleanor talked more. Hours passed. 2 a.m., then 3, then 4. Eleanor got tired. I should sleep, she said. Okay, Johnny said. I'll sleep on the couch. If you need anything, call me. Thank you, Eleanor said. Really? This means a lot. That night, Eleanor slept, for the first time in days, because someone was there. She wasn't alone. The next morning, Johnny made breakfast. Bread, eggs, fruit. Eleanor was surprised. You didn't have to do this. I know, Johnny said, but I wanted to. They ate together. Then Johnny noticed something. Eleanor's refrigerator didn't have much. Milk, some bread, old cheese. We need to go to the store, Johnny said. Money, Eleanor said. I don't have much money. That's okay, Johnny said. I'll handle it. They went to the store. Johnny shopped. Eleanor protested, but Johnny didn't listen. When they got home, Johnny filled the kitchen, and in the following days, he kept coming. Every morning he'd make breakfast. They'd eat together. In the afternoons, they'd walk together. To the park, to places Whiskers loved. Evenings, they'd watch TV together. Eleanor started to change. She cried less, smiled more. But something was still missing. Whiskers' bed was still there, empty. The food bowl was still there, full. Eleanor couldn't put them away. Not yet, she'd say. I'm not ready yet. Johnny understood. But one day something happened. Johnny was passing by a shelter. Randomly, or so he thought, but he looked in the window and saw him, an old cat, maybe 10 years old, maybe more, orange and white, just like Whiskers. His eyes were tired, sad. Johnny went inside. Can I get information about this cat? The worker looked. Oh, that's Marmalade, 12 years old. His owner died last month. Family didn't want him, left him here. Johnny's heart broke. Nobody wanted to adopt him? The worker shook her head. Too old. People want kittens. Marmalade will probably be put down next week. What? Johnny was shocked. I'm sorry, the worker said, but there's no room, and old cats. They're hard to adopt out. Johnny looked at Marmalade. The cat looked back, with sad eyes, and Johnny made a decision. I'm taking him. Really? The worker was surprised. Yes, Johnny said. Now. He filled out the paperwork, took Marmalade in a carrier, but he didn't go straight home. He went to Eleanor. He knocked on the door. Eleanor opened it. Johnny, are you okay? Yes, Johnny said. But I want you to meet someone. He showed the carrier. Eleanor looked, saw Marmalade, froze. This is... Her voice trembled. This is Marmalade, Johnny said. He's 12 years old. His owner died. His family didn't want him. He was going to be put down at the shelter, but I thought maybe you. Eleanor started crying. No. Johnny said quickly. I'm sorry. Too soon. No, Eleanor said. No, this is perfect. She took the carrier, went inside, opened the carrier. Marmalade came out, slowly, looked around, then looked at Eleanor and meowed, a soft meow. Eleanor collapsed to the floor, touched Marmalade, petted him. Hello, she whispered. Hello, little one. Marmalade purred, for the first time in weeks. Eleanor looked at Johnny. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Johnny said. His eyes were wet. From that day on, everything changed. Eleanor loved Marmalade, gave him Whiskers' bed, Whiskers' toys, Whiskers' food bowl. But Marmalade wasn't Whiskers. He was himself, slower, calmer, but just as loving. Every morning he'd wake Eleanor up, meowing, scratching her face, and Eleanor would smile. Good morning, Marmalade. Johnny still came, every day, made breakfast. They'd walk together, took Marmalade too, in a special carrying bag. People would look, smile. What a beautiful cat. Eleanor was proud, but one day Eleanor said something to Johnny. Johnny, Eleanor said, in a serious tone. Yes? Why did you do this? For me? Johnny hesitated. What do you mean? All of this, Eleanor said. You come every day. You help me. You found Marmalade. Why? Johnny took a deep breath. Because nobody should be alone, especially after something like that. Eleanor nodded. But you didn't even know me. I know, Johnny said, but that doesn't matter. People should help people, especially when it's hard. Eleanor's eyes filled. You saved my life. What? Johnny was surprised. The night Whiskers died, Eleanor said quietly. I thought maybe I should go too. I had pills. My doctor gave them to me for sleep. I thought, if I took them all. Johnny's world spun. Eleanor? But you came, Eleanor said. You knocked on my door. You stayed with me. You gave me hope. And then you brought Marmalade. You gave me a new reason to live. Tears flowed. You saved my life, Johnny. Really? Johnny hugged her, tightly. Never think that again. Please, you matter. You matter so much. I know now, Eleanor said. Thanks to you. Weeks passed. Johnny had an idea. Eleanor, he said, are there other people like you? Lonely, elderly people? Eleanor thought. Yes, a few in this building. Mrs. Chen downstairs. Her husband died. Mr. Williams upstairs. His wife is in a nursing home. Let's visit them, Johnny said. And they did. They visited Mrs. Chen. She lived alone. She was so happy. Loved Marmalade. They visited Mr. Williams. He was depressed. But Johnny and Eleanor made him laugh. And then they started something weekly. You're Not Alone gathering every Wednesday at Johnny's apartment. Elderly people would come. Eleanor, Mrs. Chen, Mr. Williams, others. They'd eat together, talk, play games. And Marmalade would visit everyone, sit in every lap. People started to smile, laugh, live, because they weren't alone anymore. Today, Eleanor is 81, Marmalade is 13, and every morning they wake up together. Johnny still comes every day, makes breakfast. They walk together, and every Wednesday, 15 elderly people meet at Johnny's apartment. Nobody is alone. Eleanor sometimes thinks about Whiskers, of course. She always will. But she doesn't break down anymore. Because Whiskers' love didn't end. It continues in Marmalade, and in Johnny, and in all her new friends. Whiskers sent me Johnny, Eleanor says. His last gift. The best gift. Johnny smiles. No, you showed me Marmalade, and all these people. You gave me a purpose. Eleanor nods. Then we both won. Sometimes loss is not the end. Sometimes it's a new beginning. Sometimes when one door closes, another opens, but only if someone knocks on the door. Johnny Depp knocked on that door. Eleanor answered, and both their lives changed forever. If you know someone who's lonely, visit them. If you see someone in pain, help, because you never know. Your small gesture might save their life. This story touched millions of hearts. If it touched yours, share it. Like it. Subscribe. Because the world needs more Johnnies, more Eleanors, and more Marmalades.